Hey everyone, welcome back to CAD Intro Tutorials. I'm Michael Tung, and today we're going to be talking about these engineering drawings. So engineering drawings are where you have a part ready to go, or an assembly, and what you're going to do is you're going to create a new drawing and then get all the dimensions and sizes and everything over onto this sheet, to which then you're going to send over to the manufacturer and get your part made. And they're going to follow your instructions based off of this and get all the dimensions correct and send it back to you. Engineering drawings can also be used for people that have questions about your part. For example, if I have some tubing that needs to go through these holes over here, they can look at the dimensions and say, okay, this is 1 inch and both of them are 1 inch, so my tube needs to be 1 inch or smaller to go through the hole. And that can be found online or other such places. And today we're going to be showing you how to make this. So to do that, we're going to go over to Home, we're going to go over to Drawing, and we immediately observe, or at least I can immediately observe, that the borders are incredibly tiny. This says D, when over here it says A. So first thing we're going to do is just get rid of all this, just delete it. So we're going to delete, and delete the whole sheet, or I probably could have just done that in the first place. Then we're going to click the plus over here in Drawing Resources and click the plus on all of this until we find ANSI A, which is here in Title Blocks. So we're going to double click that, and we can see this matches what we have over here, and in general it's just something that's more easily readable. Okay, next we're going to add the border, so we're going to come over here to Default Border, right click. Actually, hold on, we're going to right click, insert drawing border, and then let's see, vertical. Actually, let's just cancel and see over here. Vertical, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertical and 8 horizontal. So we're going to come over here, 6 vertical, 8 horizontal, and we're going to click this button over here and switch it so that it goes from top to bottom. Hit OK, and there we go. We have our border. So this is what I like to use because it's easy to read and it's pretty big. And what you can do is you can go over here and do Save As and then Save Copy as Template so that you don't have to make this every time. And it'll just save automatically for you. So after we get this done, we're going to go over here. We're going to go to Place Views, Base, and automatically it's going to register the part that is open. So currently I have sample part 1 open, so it pulls up sample part 1 by default. Now if I wanted a different part, I can go over here into Look and then select, I don't know, something like that, for example. But in this case we just want this, so I'm going to drag this over here. Now one thing I do want to take note is that by default this was actually the front view. So, which makes sense, right? And if I'm looking at this block, if it's flat on the table, this would be the front view. But in our drawing, we want the most descriptive drawing to be here on the southwest corner of our screen, so the bottom left. And the most descriptive corner, the side that tells us the most information in terms of dimensions, is going to be this face right here. So we're going to click Top, and I'm going to right click and set Current View as Front. So by default, if I go over here to Bottom and I switch this to Front and I come over here, by default it's going to make that the front view, because the front view always needs to be on this side. But we want the front view as this, so we're going to set the front view. There we go. Come back, and there we go. So, and of course we can change the scale. So if we have some larger objects, we might want to make that 1/4. But in this case, 1/2 will do us just fine because we need to fit 4 things in here and we can't have 1-to-1 scale. So 1/2 is perfectly good. we're going to come over here and notice how it automatically snaps in. It automatically snaps in this horizontal line over here, and we can just go ahead and place that right around there, and once again automatically snaps in. This is going to be our top view, and this is going to be our side view, and then our orthographic view will go over here in the top right corner. We're going to go ahead and hit OK, and then we're going to double click this and set this as shaded so that we can see the different components in here. And if we want, I think we can drag this down slightly like so, and you can play around with this as your heart's content. So let's go ahead and go over to annotate, and this is where we're going to be setting our dimensions. So we're going to come over here to dimension, and you want your dimensions to be, again, on the most on the side that tells you the most information, which is going to be over here. So I'm going to do, and it's going to have some anchor points, so snapping points. I'm just going to choose the first snapping point here, so 3 inches, and then I'm going to move this down slightly, so 5 inches. Whenever we have holes, we want center marks, so you just click the circle, and there you go. There's your center marks appearing. And then if you have holes on the side, you want to show that these are open. So we will click this tool up here, which is Centerline Bisector, and it'll bisect all of the center lines. So right here is also where we need that. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also drag these lines out further if you want. So for example, like this. You don't have to, but you can. Once we have that in place, we need to now ask ourselves, okay, is this enough information for someone to be able to build this on our own? No, because we don't know the radius of the circles, we don't know how far the circles are from the edges, we don't know how far the circles are from each other. They look symmetrical, but are they? We don't know. We also don't know how thick this block is, so let's go ahead and dimension that as well. So we can just go ahead and click when it highlights red, drag it out here, so it looks like we know it's going to be a 3 by 5 by 1. So 3 by 5 by 1. Okay, so after that, we are going to dimension the circles. Now to dimension the circles, you could do it one of two ways. One, you could just click on the circle and do it twice, or you could just click this, and after this appears, come over here and type ×2, and it's pretty clear that you mean, okay, the two circles, they're both diameter of 1, and so we don't have to mark this like that again. And this, with the circle with the slash through it means diameter. But this is still not information. We still don't know how far these are apart. And so I'm going to click the center of each circle and drag this out. So now we know, okay, it's 2.5, but we still don't know how far each one of these is away from the center. So to keep this clean, I mean, this is good etiquette here. You don't want to drag this up here. That doesn't look very good. That doesn't look very good. So I'm just going to move over here and click dimension, click this, and click this side over here, and move it up here like so. And let's see if we can drag this into the center. And it looks like we can't. Sometimes you can move this inside like that, but we can keep it like that. That's okay. And let's see if we were missing anything else. Let's see, center lines, everything looks good. Okay, so now we're done dimensioning. The manufacturer has enough information to be able to build this building block. So then we're going to come down here, we're going to click text, and then right in this box over here, you want to put, if you're using English or metrics, or just what labels you're going to be using this. So in this case, we're using inches, so do inches IN. And then we need a title, so we can go ahead and say this is a building block. And to get the text to work, like embossing and debossing, just do this, building block. Up here is going to be your company name, so you can just put a school or company name, which I'll just put in there for now. Once again, you need to highlight it like so, and then to move it, all you have to do is just hover over it and drag like that. And then if you have a drawing number, you can put it down here. And then these boxes you can fill in, but this is more for the manufacturer that they checked it, it's manufactured it on what date, and it's approved on what date. So that's all you need to do. This is the very basic dynamics of how to create a engineering drawing. And for the next lesson, we're going to be building a vase and then creating a engineering drawing based off of it. So I hope you'll join me in that episode. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.